Hi! So I unfortunately lost all the footage to my cooking video. Such a fail. But I am making crepes. So here's what I have. You will need Kodiak cake mix, which is a flapjack and waffle mix. It also works for cakes as well. And this has whole grains, it's dark chocolate, it's really delicious, low sugar, high protein, has some carbs, really healthy, really filling, and really delicious. Then you're going to want to have two bowls. This bowl will be for your dry ingredients. This bowl will be for your wet ingredients. You're going to want 3 eggs. So the 3 eggs would be all the egg and 3 egg whites. I know that's a little wasteful, but that's what the recipe calls for. Then, next you're going to want butter. So make sure that you heat your butter on the stove. So right here I have a measuring cup that is pure metal that is in a 1-inch shallow bit of water that's in a, I can't think of the word, in a pot. I'm using ground cinnamon. So instead of nutmeg, I'm gonna use cinnamon. Okay. Put it directly into the cinnamon thing. Use your finger to level it. Scoop it into the dry mix bowl. You're gonna do it one more time. Level it with your finger and scoop it in. This is a ½ teaspoon, so I'm using 2, but it should be 1 teaspoon. So that's for the dry mix. I'm gonna use a spoon for the wet mix. So I'm going to use just a regular spoon. If you have one of those mixers, that's so much better, but I don't have one of those. We are going to heat a pan with ½ a cup of mix and cook for 1 minute on each side. I'm going to mix the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. What I recommend you do is pour a little, mix it, pour a little, mix it, pour a little, mix it until you've completely mixed it smooth. little bit of bubbles, so I think it's going to be a little bit more than a minute, but I definitely would watch it. Don't take your eye off it, just so you don't have it too long. You don't want it to burn, you know, you want these to taste good. So I see some bubbles popping up. They're starting to pop up all over, but I also don't want to flip it too soon. Ooh, I'm seeing bubbles all over. So that's a good sign that we're about to flip. So you might want to take your spatula and just kind of go around and make sure that it's a good, oh, it's not ready to flip yet. I'm trying to figure out if it's a little watery, or maybe I need to turn down the heat intensity so it has more time to cook, but it doesn't burn it. Anti-stick on the pan. Oh gosh, this is not what they claimed. They said 1 minute, but it might have been because I didn't put butter on. Darn it! Rule number 1: put butter on your pan. Well, this is a messed up crepe. It's definitely interesting. Alright, well, this is a hot mess. Okay, 1 minute. Alright, let's try that again. It's messed up, but it's better than, I'm just gonna grab a plate. And we're gonna put our crepes on a nice white plate. You can put it on any plate, but you know, French, classic, white. Okay, so it says about a minute, but they kind of lied, or maybe it's just my stove. I'm not sure. Gonna try it. It's very moist. It's good. It's not as sweet, but that's good. I'm glad it's not too sweet. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna give it about 1 more minute. Siri, 1 minute. Alright, so I'll give that about a minute. I'm watching it. Now, because there's no bubbles this time, because it's firm now, I'm not quite sure if it's ready yet, but I don't want to undercook it, so I'm just gonna leave it on here just a little bit longer. It's dark chocolate, so it is a little bit harder to tell when you burn it just because of how dark it is. So that's something to keep in mind. Alright, I think it's pretty ready. So I'm just going to... So I have these like little mini crepes. They're not exactly what I was hoping for. They kind of look like meat, but they're not. They're crepes. Okay, and I think part of this is because I didn't put butter. I didn't put butter on the pan. So I'm just going to make sure you rinse it with cold water so you don't burn yourself. So I messed up, so I'm going to remake the crepes. So quickly, you want to put your mix on the pot. So So I'm just gonna pour it here. And then I'm gonna pour it on here. Now that I have butter, it's probably gonna be a lot. One thing I recommend when you're cooking or baking is to clean as you go. There's nothing more annoying than having all these ingredients out and feeling like you have so much work to do all at once. By doing it a little bit at a time, you have an opportunity to feel like you accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. That way at the end all you have to do is wash dishes instead of having to do all of it at once. Oh, I forgot to keep time. 45 seconds. I'm just gonna do like an hour, 1 minute 30. So I haven't seen the bubbles yet, and this time I put this setting on a lower setting. So I put it, instead of on the lowest setting, I put it not as high as the middle, but like 1/4, like 1/4 of the way on the notch on the stove. So I'm waiting for it to, it looks a lot better already just because of the butter. It kind of makes it not stick to the pan as much. And it's probably gonna make it extra creamy and yummy. Okay, so I see a lot of bubbles, so I'm gonna see if I can lift this time because of the butter. I'm just gonna go around and I'm just gonna try to lift it a little bit, just so it's kind of used to separating by the time it's ready for me to flip. Part of the stove that has a really large heating side, I would use that instead of the smaller one just because it seems like it needs even heating in order to have a good crepe. So I recommend if you have one of those not waffle makers, but one of those griddles, that's like perfect for this because that's even heating, because the stove is not really heating it evenly. So we'll see. Already infinitely better. It is a little bit apart, but for the most part, it's looking nice. Taking a while. Alright, it's gonna be a while. And here's the third attempt. Way better.
Are you eating Kendall?
Yay! I love crepes. I love crepes.
Yeah.
Don't you? I love crepes.